It would be reasonable to assume that fears about the mechanization of the workforce are a recent phenomenon fueled by improving technology and employers' eagerness to save money by replacing workers with machines. However, that assumption would be very wrong, as workers have been threatened by machines for over 200 years, long before anyone had even heard of the word robot. In 1811, a group of skilled weavers and textile workers in central England started a series of attacks on the machinery that was slowly replacing them, producing goods at much faster speeds and earning the mill owners a lot more money. They were called the Luddites, a phrase which has now come to mean anyone opposed to technological advancement. This trend continued, and more workers are set to lose their jobs to robots, machines, or other types of modern technology in the coming years. One recent report estimated that 38% of jobs in the US will be automated by the year 2030, while 10 million workers in the UK could find themselves replaced by technology by 2032. This video about the 7 professions which are most at risk of being usurped by a robot. Is your employment at risk from the rise of the machines? Video technology is already widely used in sports like tennis, cricket, and American football. It is therefore correct to say that it is only a matter of time before human umpires and all their human mistakes are replaced completely by video technology and machines, which can make accurate judgments in a matter of seconds. Baseball is probably the sport which is closest to making the switch, with an independent league already having tested an automated system to call strikes and foul balls. The only problem is that all these accurate decisions made by machines will mean that fans no longer have anyone to blame when things don't go their team's way. The manufacturing industries are already the domain of the machines, with plants that build everything from cars to cell phones using mainly robotic labor. This is a pattern which is only going to increase as the machines themselves become more reliable, more flexible, and more intelligent, able to perform more than one task in the assembly line, unlike the current static robotic arms. Well, Donald Trump may accuse China of stealing all the US manufacturing jobs, but the fact is that 88% of the 5 million jobs lost in this sector since 2000 have been lost to robots, not foreigners. Given that more and more of us are doing our banking online, one could argue that banks themselves are being replaced by robots, never mind just their staff, although it won't be long before bank tellers find themselves surplus to requirements. Loan officers already use computer algorithms to work out if a customer is a safe bet to loan money to. So, why not just cut off the middleman and have the machine do all the work? This is already happening with online loan companies, and pretty soon, the only human in our banks will be the guy that services the computers. Next time you're in a fast food restaurant, try and take a peek into the kitchen. Not to check how dirty it is, but to observe how much of the cooking process is already automated. Once we develop robots that can interact with customers in monosyllabic grunts, we'll be able to replace fast food servers too. There are some fast food places where you can already order and pay for your food at a computer terminal and collect it from the counter, all with the least possible human interaction. Would anyone really notice if McDonald's and Burger King replaced their workers with robot replacements? Rather like the idea of replacing fast food servers with robotic alternatives. How long before drinking establishments realize that they can serve more booze more quickly if they install a couple of machines behind the bar? They could spot fake IDs far more effectively than humans to make sure no one under 21 was trying to cheat the system, and could even be programmed with some standard bartender chat, so that anyone drinking to forget their problems could still unburden themselves in time-honored fashion. Most impressively, a machine could make a cocktail much quicker than human hands, speeding up waiting times at the bar, a big positive for customers. Self-drive cars are already a reality, and although they have been designed as a safety feature, this invention could have implications for taxi drivers. Wouldn't it be great to take a taxi that would always take the quickest route? One that knew where all the holdups were simply because it was connected to the latest traffic news on the internet? Best of all, wouldn't it be great to take a cab without having to make annoying small talk with the driver? Once self-drive technology is perfected, it is only a matter of time before self-drive cabs appear on our streets too. Farming might seem as an unlikely profession to be completely replaced by machines, but think about how much of the modern farm is already mechanized. There are automatic milking machines, automatic sheep shearing machines, and even an automatic sheepdog to help you keep your flock in line. There are plenty of robots that could replace farming staff in the arable side of things too, picking apples and pruning vines faster and cheaper than a field full of laborers. While the overall owner of the farm is unlikely to be under threat, his or her workers should definitely be looking over their shoulders.